Welcome everyone. Today we will discuss about some more points related with that activity. It is given here, reactive metals can displace less reactive metals from their compounds in solution or molten form. So if you remember, this is the definition of displacement reaction in which more reactive metals displaces less reactive metal from its compound. We have seen in the previous sections that all metals are not equally reactive. And we also discussed with the help of few activities that there are some metals which are reactive in nature, whereas some metals which are very less reactive in nature. And this we also know with the reactivity series which we have discussed in chapter 1. We checked the reactivity of various metals with oxygen, water and acids. And we discussed about several chemical reactions of metal samples which is of different reactivity with air, water and acids, and with that we found that there are some metals which are highly reactive in nature like sodium, and there are some metals which are moderately reactive in nature like zinc and iron, whereas some metals are very less reactive in nature like copper, and there are still some metals which are not reactive at all like gold and platinum, which are said to be noble metals. But all metals do not react with these reagents, so we were not able to put all the metal samples we had collected in decreasing order of their reactivity. Displacement reactions studied in chapter 1 give better evidence about the reactivity of metals. It is simple and easy. If metal A displaces metal B from its solution, it is more reactive than B. So what we have discussed, we also found that there are some metals in the previous reactions of metal samples with oxygen, water and acids. We found that there are some metals which are showing similar sort of reaction. For example, metals which lies in the moderately reactive category, zinc, iron and lead, then they are showing almost similar type of reaction. Then it becomes difficult for us if we have to arrange these metals in order of their reactivity, as the result which we are getting, it is not clearly showing that which metal is more reactive or less reactive than the other. So the best way or the best method is displacement reaction. With the help of displacement reaction, we can easily find that which metal is more reactive than the other metal. For example, you are also having certain other metals which are not showing any reaction. For example, copper or silver, they are not showing any reaction with water. So now we will not be able to know only on the basis of this particular reaction of copper and silver with water, that as both are not showing the reaction, so we won't be able to know that which metal is more reactive than the other. So in such cases, the better option which we are having is displacement reaction, because the more reactive metal will definitely displace less reactive metal from its compound, and with the help of displacement reaction we will be able to clearly understand, clearly observe the result, and we will be able to put the metals in order of their reactivity. So that is why whatever the reactions till now we have studied, they are having their own importance, but when it comes to that when we have to arrange certain metal samples in the order of their reactivity, then the best method which you are having is displacement reaction. This point is very important, so you please remember that displacement reaction is the one which clearly shows the result that which metal is more reactive than the other. So as you can see, one general formula or general chemical equation is also given, which is metal A plus salt solution of metal B. Now this metal A, it is more reactive than metal B. That is why metal A displaces metal B from its salt solution, and it forms salt solution of A, and metal B has displaced, as you can see from the product easily. And this is what we have discussed in that activity also. In that activity we found that iron metal, it displaces copper from copper sulfate solution, and you are having iron sulfate and copper metal as the product. So here we can easily conclude that iron is more reactive than copper. Which metal, copper or iron, is more reactive according to your observations in activity 3.12? So now only I told you the answer, and now you can understand also with the help of that activity that it is very easy to understand on the basis of displacement reaction if we have to put these metals in order of their reactivity. So that is why it is said to be one of the best method. The next one is the reactivity series, which you already know. The reactivity series is a list of metals arranged in the order of their decreasing activities. After performing displacement experiments activities 1.9 and 3.12, the following series table 3.2 known as the reactivity or activity series has been developed. So this reactivity series, you know that in this reactivity series, metals are arranged in the order of their decreasing activity. That means metals which lies at top, they are highly reactive in nature. When you are just going down, you find that the reactivity of the metals will decrease, and after highly reactive metal, you are having moderately reactive metal, and then finally at bottom you will find that metals are less reactive in nature. So it is also shown in table 3.2 that you can see that's potassium, sodium, calcium. These are the metals. We know that they are highly reactive in nature on the basis of the activities which we have discussed. So we know that they are highly reactive in nature, and that is why they are placed at top. And then in the middle portion, you can see that metals which are moderately reactive in nature like zinc, iron and lead, they are placed as when we go down, then the reactivity of metals decreases, and that is why at the bottom you can see that metals like silver and gold, which is least reactive in nature, are placed. So this is how the activity series or reactivity series it has been formed. So I hope that you have understood this displacement reaction and this reactivity series, because it is very easy, and this is the topic which we have also studied in detail in chapter 1. Thank you.